الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين أما بعد صلوا النبي صلوا النبي. Nobody's talking. Now we've had a very long break because I was poorly and then you got poorly and then it was a holiday. So I think this is lesson number 12. We might not actually be lesson number 12. But I do remember in the last lesson we had the Prophet ﷺ began with wahi. What's wahi? When he became a prophet, wahi basically means revelation from Allah. So Allah is speaking to the Prophet ﷺ. Sit down properly. Sit down properly. Right, that's called wahi in Arabic. What's it called? Wahi. What's it called? Say it, Muhammad. What's it called? Wahi. What's it called, Saleh? Wahi. What does wahi mean? Shush. What does wahi mean? When Allah gives information and knowledge to the Prophet or any Prophet, all of it is wahi. When it comes down from Allah. And that's what we looked at last lesson. The Prophet ﷺ had wahi begin for him. He became a Prophet. Then, what did he do? He had a private meeting with his family members. And then he went out on top of Safa, this is the mountain next to the Kaaba, and he started calling the people. Why
didn't he do the Kaaba?
Because the Kaaba is a bit further away. It's not exactly there. But the point that we're going to do today is, what's today's lesson? What's today's lesson? Surah Lahab.
Oh yeah, you said that last time.
Exactly. This is very important. This is very important. Let's do Surah Lahab first. He rubbed it off. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Together. Tabbat. No. You guys didn't even do A'udhu. I was just doing it by myself.
No, we
Say A'udhu. Come on. A'udhu billah. Muhammad, sit still. Sit. Rajim. Bismillah. No, not like that. It's like this. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Go on. Say it. A'udhu.
Which surah?
Fine. Tabbat. Good, right. Stop. Allah is saying here, Abu Lahab has been very, very bad. This was the way I'm writing it so you guys can understand. It's not exactly what Allah says. But he's been very, very bad. And because he was rude to you, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Allah is angry with him now. What happened? You know, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, before he went to Safa, he had his uncles and his close family members together, and he said, Allah has sent me as being a messenger and a prophet, sit properly, and He has given me the Quran, and Allah is telling me that we have to have Tawheed and leave Shirk. Abu Lahab got so angry, all day he was saying bad things about Muhammad for the rest of the day. All day. What was he doing, Saleh?
Saying bad things for all day.
Yeah, so now if people don't have Tawheed, what's going to happen to them? They can become bad. But sometimes people who do have Tawheed, sometimes those people who don't have Tawheed, they're quite nice. But the people who have Tawheed, they are bad sometimes. So this is very important. Yeah, they do swap, exactly. And this is very important. That just because you say La ilaha illallah and you believe in Allah and you read the Quran and you praise Allah, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can treat people however you want. You need to continue to be nice and not be cranky and rude with people. Do you understand? So now this guy, Abu Lahab, you know what his name was? Abdul Uzza. You know what Uzza is? Is an idol. So his name was, he is the servant of an idol, not servant of Allah. But they used to call him Abu Lahab. You know why they used to call him Abu Lahab? Because his face used to be very, very nice and red. Just like your cheeks a little bit. His cheeks were red and he had a very, very fair face. So they said he's very, very, He's very, very handsome. So they used to call him Abu Lahab because he's got a very rosy cheek. His cheeks are very rosy. Yeah, your cheeks are a bit rosy, yeah. So now, they used to call him Abu Lahab for that reason.
That doesn't mean you can call anyone Abu Lahab.
No.
Just because they got rosy cheeks.
No, you don't understand. Look, Lahab basically means something which is red. And because his skin was so fair and his cheeks were so red, basically he used to look very handsome. They used to call him Abu Lahab, as in, you are the guy who's really handsome. right? But Islam kept it as Abu Lahab. Why do you think Allah kept him calling him Abu Lahab?
So then everyone could say bad things about him?
No, what is he going to be read?
Yeah.
When?
He's going to be famous.
He's going to be read. He's going to be read when he goes back to Allah. Do you understand? So now Allah's not going to be happy with him when he goes back to Allah. And that the main reason why Allah calls him Abu Lahab is because his name is Abdul Uzza, and that's not a good name to have. So, Tabbat yada Abi Lahab. Abu Lahab was going around after the Prophet ﷺ called him to Islam. He kept going around, he kept telling everyone about how rude he wants to be to Muhammad, and he kept saying bad things, and he was swearing to Muhammad and all of that. And then Allah revealed Abu Lahab is in very, very, very big trouble. Stop it. Stop it. Give me that. Give me that. Because he has been very bad. What's the next ayah? Ma aghna. Ma an. Stop it. Right. What he said is, I'm going to use my sons, and if there is a hereafter, guess what I'm going to do? My sons will save me from the hellfire. Because I've got sons and they're strong. So if I'm going to get put in the hellfire, they'll save me. So Allah says in the next line, his money and his kids cannot help him from the hellfire.
And his wife.
What was going to help you from the hellfire?
Good deeds.
Good deeds, exactly. If you do good deeds, Allah will be happy with you. If you do bad deeds, then either Allah will be angry with that person, or maybe Allah will forgive them. It's up to Allah. We don't know. But Allah has told us that if you do bad deeds, then you will get some kind of bad things in exchange for it. So some bad things might happen to you, right? So if you're constantly going to be rude to people, what's going to happen? Your teacher's going to tell you off. Your parents are going to get angry. You might even get detention. You might get your toys taken away from you. Whose fault is it? Is it the teacher's fault or is it your fault? Your fault, because you're being rude. Allah is saying the same thing. His kids, even if they are good, or they are not, they weren't actually very good, but even if they were good and he's got a lot of wealth and all of that, that's not going to help you. If you have done bad deeds, then Allah is going to ask you about them. Even for people who are Muslims, it's not just about non-Muslims, even Muslims, Allah is going to ask them about that. Allah is saying in the hereafter, he's not going to go to Jannah. What is it? Hamma hatab fi jidiha hablum min masad. That is talking about his wife. You know what his wife started to do? She said, Muhammad, you said rude things about my husband Abu Lahab. Now I'm going to be difficult with you and I'm going to start hitting you. You're talking about my husband? You know what she started to do? Whenever the Prophet ﷺ was walking, she used to throw stones. And she used to throw thorns, so he used to get splinters in his feet and in his body. And she made a rope thing with thorns in it. And whenever he used to walk, he used to try to trip him over. And then that thing used to hit his legs. And then he used to get cut in his legs. And splinters in his legs. وَامْرَأَتُهُ, his wife, حَمَّالَةَ الْحَطَبِ. And also what she used to do, she used to go around Makkah and telling everyone false information, things which are not true about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's doing this and he's doing that and he's saying this and he's saying that, and she made up lies. And this is very important. Lying is not allowed. Racism. Lying is not allowed. Lying is the way of those people who are going to go to the hellfire. And spreading information about people, saying, oh, they did this and they did that, and telling stories about people, and telling Appa or Molana or your mom or your dad or those people that they did this and they did that, and not being nice. What is the way that the Muslim deals with it? If you see someone doing something wrong, what should you do?
Stop it.
How?
By saying...
Exactly, yeah. Advise them. That's what it's called. Advise them. And don't tell the teacher and people like that and, you know, try and get them into trouble. Only if you think that they need to know. If the parents need to know, if the Appa needs to know, if the Molana needs to know, then that's when you tell them. But what you should do is try and stop people by reminding them, say, listen, Stop doing bad deeds. Let's do good deeds together. Muslims are nice. We don't want to go to the fire. We don't want to make Allah angry. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yahdikum Allah. We don't want to make Allah angry. We actually want to make Allah happy with us so that we can have nice things. Allah's been so nice to us. Let's be nice back to Allah. And not that Allah gets angry with us. وَامْرَأَتُهُ حَمَّالَةُ الْحَطَبِ فِي جِيدِهَا حَبْلٌ مِّن مَسَدٍ. So in the hellfire, she'll be in the hellfire as well, unfortunately. And that is because of the bad deeds that she used to do. Exactly, yes, she's going to have rings of fire because of the same things that she used to do in the... Now this is very important. Whatever you do in the dunya, Allah will replace for you that in the akhirah. So say for example in the dunya, you stayed away from eating things which were haram. What will Allah give you in the akhirah? Lots of halal things. Say in the dunya, you stayed away from listening to things which are haram. In the akhirah, Allah will replace it with things that are so beautiful to hear. But if you do things which are bad in the dunya, Allah will replace it with that kind of thing which is going to be harmful for you in the akhirah. So say for example you used to eat haram things, it's possible that you're going to have bad food in the akhirah. So Allah protect us and be happy with us.
Protect us and be happy.
This is a very small surah from the Quran, but as you can see there are many lessons and we've just gone over it very briefly because it's about the Seerah. So Surah Lahab, what happened about Surah Lahab? Why was it revealed? Why was it revealed? What happened? What was he saying?
Bad stuff
About the Prophet ﷺ, yes. So the Prophet ﷺ went to call them to Iman and Tawheed, but then he started saying bad things. So now Allah said, no, he is the one who's being bad and you are going to be safe. His children are not going to help him on the Day of Judgment, and his wife is not going to be able to help him either.
That's sad.
It is sad. Allah protect us. And give us Jannah. Say Ameen. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Press the red button please.